Hello. Hello, how nice, how nice, how nice. This is the fifth We Empower. I used to not like the word empower, but in this case, I mean, you walk into this room and you see every single person here. Each one of you has decided to be in charge of something. And first and most of you, right? The most important thing is the relationship you have with yourself and what you do. And to be in charge is a commitment to yourself, is to own who you are. And I know you all do that. And because you all do that, then you are able to share, and you are able to connect, and you are able to expand, and you are able to inspire, and you are able to advocate. And so I'm very, very happy to welcome you tonight. We are going to listen to five women. They're quite remarkable, like you are. And they're going to pitch us, and it's going to be our own little Shark Tank. And they're going to pitch us, and then we will vote, and then one will win, and the other four will also win, because just to do it is already winning. So I guess we are all involved with Vital Voices. You know what Vital Voices is. Vital Voices is the biggest global network of badass women. And we have a great leader. And here is badass Elise Nelson.
Yes. I try every day to be the biggest badass that I can. Yes. Anyway, COVID helped. All right. Oh, my gosh. It is incredible to be in this room again. Yes. Wow. As Diane said, we are 5 years old with this We Empower Global Challenge. It is about 5 women who use their businesses to take on the world's greatest challenges, the world's to-do list, the Sustainable Development Goals. And the idea for this, of course, was not born just from Vital Voices. It was born also from Amanda Ellis, former ambassador, now at ASU, and a whole slew of partners who I'll tell you about in a minute, but really putting our heads together and say, hey, in order to solve these challenges, which sadly did get worse in the last couple of years, but in order to solve these challenges, we know it's not just about business, it's not just about, corporations and governments and international institutions, the UN, it is about everyone, and it's definitely about women entrepreneurs, women who are using their businesses to take on the world's greatest challenges. What we know right now, I'm sure you had to brave the crosstown traffic to get here, is that there is a lot of talk about the problems in the world on the east side of the city. But you know what? We're on the west side of the city, and actually we are in the ultimate badass's house, DVF. And if you've learned anything about Diane, you know she doesn't let you talk about problems. We come together and we talk solutions. So that's what we're going to do tonight. And we hope, for those of you who've been on the east side too long, we hope that you are inspired by what you hear tonight and you take a lesson from Diane, who's been an extraordinary mentor, board member, supporter for so many years. When this woman gets up every day, one of the first things she does is something for someone else, okay? And I think we all know, to solve these world's greatest challenges, connect. Connect with somebody. Oh, connect, okay. really using her power to empower others. So I'm gonna turn this off to the fabulous MC we have for the night. But first off, I wanna mention the village, because let me tell you, it takes a village to solve the world's greatest challenges. The village of partners who've come together for these last 5 years for this We Empower Global Challenge. The Julianne Wrigley Global Futures Laboratory at ASU, Amanda. Airbnb, Bank of Montreal, of course, Diane von Furstenberg, and the phenomenal Louisella Maloney. Grow Your Biz, Hawaii Tropical Bioreserve and Garden. We're all going there. Mary Kay, Match Group, New Theory Ventures, Oxford Syed Business School, P&G, Salesforce, the United Nations Foundation, and the World Bank Group. So now to lead us through these 5 phenomenal pitches with incredible women, I'm gonna turn it over to brand new Vital Voices board member, lifelong humanitarian, award-winning author, journalist, and let me tell you, if you're in a foxhole, this is the woman you wanna be in it with, and I speak from experience. Zainab Salbi.
Hey everyone, oh my God, this is amazing. So I want to start us off because every day I start my day with opening a book of poems and see what comes out. And today I got this book, Own It, by the one and only Diane von Furstenberg. So I am starting, and I opened it randomly, and I'm going to read you one of the things that it came out. Gratitude. Saying thank you as we open our eyes gives us a better day. Nourishing gratitude inside ourselves, even in the most challenging moments, is a source of strength. So I am grateful to be here. Diane, thank you so much for your wisdom and for hosting us in your home. And grateful to be in the camaraderie and the union with so many beautiful, beautiful women and some beautiful men. I mean, the beautiful men who are here. And to be in this celebration of each other and of each other's work, who are solving the light, as you say, solving solutions in the world. As Diane was saying just earlier, women are the light. Women are the light. Whenever I see darkness, and we have been in many places and in many situations where there are darkness, women are the light, and we are here to celebrate the light. So, with this, here's how it's going to work today. Oh, now I need to take my notes. We have 5 women. Each are going to pitch us their projects. As Diane said, it is our own version of the Shark Tank. We're all here together. Dolphin talks, exactly. We need to switch from the sharks to the dolphins, indeed, indeed. Some of you are virtual, some of you are in person. You're gonna hear the pitches, and you're gonna hear 3 experts that we have here with us who are gonna ask each candidate some questions, you know, to go through some questions, what about this, all of that. And after you hear all of that, we're gonna vote all together, those who are of you who are virtually and those of you who are here, in what's called ranked choice voting. Now, I'm not familiar with that. I don't know if you are familiar with that. Ranked choice voting. It is a new voting system that has been used around the world, but not as often in America. And here, you basically will get 5 choices, and you will choose which one is your favorite, number 1, number 2, number 3. Just rank them. And the computer will generate automatically which one's getting the highest rank. And if you're not getting the highest rank, I mean, whatever, which one is going to get the highest rank from everyone, from the majority, basically, and that is the winner, in a nutshell, right? But you do not have to do anything for right now until you hear all the pitches. Before I do that, before we introduce everyone here, I want to introduce our experts, our panel of experts, basically. And I'll start with Julia Simon, Chief Legal and Chief Diversity and Inclusion Officer of Mary Kay. And then we have Nikki Islami, founder of Wild Elements and New Theory Ventures, co-founder of Bellamy. And last but not least, Toto, Investor Salesforce Ventures Impact Fund. So, you know the game now? You just hear. The pitch is going to be clear. The experts are going to ask questions, and then we'll vote together, and it is a majority vote. And the winner, and I go back to Diane. Oh, I forgot, I lost the page. But it was about generosity. And it was towards something. Generosity is the best investment. Because the winner is going to win $25,000. $25,000 dedicated through coming from generosity. Thank you. Thank you. It's the best investment. All right. So with this, help me welcome Yetunde, Oyalowo. Before you start, I want to just talk a little bit about you. She's the founder of Market Doctors, a social enterprise creating access in healthcare in the informal sector of Nigeria through mobile clinics and health posts in market locations. Market Doctors has visited 7,432 communities to reach 250,000 people, including conducting over 5,000 first-time medical consultations. They have also partnered with over 100 corporations and pharmaceutical companies to give their customers access to affordable drugs and medicine when needed. Market Doctors supports SDGs 3, 8, and 17, good health and well-being, decent work and economic growth, and partnerships to achieve the goals. Yetunde, it is all yours.
Thank you. My name is Yetunde. Yetunde means someone that was born after the death of a grandma. When my grandma fell ill, my father was called upon. He rushed to the village. But on getting there, he had to take her to the hospital. But she died. What did she have? Simple diarrhea. A bottle of water, salt, and sugar may have saved her life. When I was young, my dad told me this story. He really wanted me to become a medical doctor. But there was something I didn't like in the medical school. When people came to the hospital, if they didn't have money, they were not going to be able to access healthcare. I began to think, is healthcare just for a particular strata of people in the society? In Nigeria, that is just about 3 to 4% of the people. At the bottom of the pyramid, people earn daily income. It means when they wake up, they go to work, they earn their income, and the cycle continues. If they didn't go to work on a particular day, they would not make any money. Sometimes it meant that the family will not be able to feed. Some of them had written off the idea of ever seeing a doctor. When we go out, especially to remote places, and we ask, when last did you see a doctor? They typically say, never. Many of them were battling chronic diseases, hypertension, diabetes, and they were just living with it, not even knowing that there are remedies for it. I began to think, I have the knowledge, I have information, I know which drugs can help. I only need to make this suitable for them. Then I realized the market. Everybody goes to the market to buy food, to shop for other things, and even compare prices. I decided to take it to the market by adding healthcare to their shopping bags. I began to look for partnerships, individuals, corporate organizations, and pharmaceuticals. I usually told the pharmaceuticals, if you have drugs you can't sell, you can give them to me. I have people that have need for it. A lot of people die needless deaths just because healthcare is not available where they need it and when they need it. Market doctors will change that because healthcare cannot wait. Thank you.
Wow. Now, Diane, you're like becoming my roomie of the day. I opened it randomly, and it came out to empathy. Empathy is the ability to feel, share, and understand other people's suffering and emotions. It is a practice, a habit, and a way of being. Empathy is the highest human values because it nurtures compassion and kindness. If we all practice empathy a little bit every day, we will shift the planet into a human kindness. See compassion, discipline. I mean, it's beautiful, and this is what started your amazing company, is through empathy, basically, the empathy of what people are suffering. It's beautiful. Now, to the panel of experts, any questions?
I don't have a microphone. One of the things that we all do, and everyone in this room, is we start very small thing, right? It's a very small solution and a very local solution. And then when it's a good solution, then you bring it to scale. Do you already have time to think about that?
Thank you. Yeah, so I started in the city of Lagos with just one canopy in a market, and I rang the bell. A doctor is in the market. Right after that, I found that people were ready to pay for that, but there were people that were genuinely not able to pay. So the partnerships help us to do this. We now went ahead and bought one mobile clinic, but today we're managing 7 mobile clinics across 12 states in Nigeria. Further to that, we also partnered with organizations who would want to help people by making healthcare investments. So sometimes the people do not have to pay, but someone is paying for it. That's the partners. And we're going forward to have community health connectors by empowering women with starter kits and connecting them with mobile phones to doctors at our back end. Thank you.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Any other questions from our panel of experts?
Question on how you're managing quality and making sure that the right care is going to the right individuals and the expertise of the individuals that are in the marketplace and on the platform.
Thank you. So that's why we're called market doctors. There is always a doctor available because doctors are the top echelon of care. So first, no prescription goes out without a doctor. Then over time, we now have standard operating procedures and manuals by which we used to treat. So when treatments are happening in remote places and far places, we already identify top 5 diseases that we treat. And we use those manuals to treat. Thank you.
And one last question.
So you have incredible drive and vision. And as a woman entrepreneur, I think that's one of the hardest things to do is to start something. What has been the key to your success so far?
Thank you. I think my team is incredible. I typically tell them that they are not working for the pay they get. They are typically another kind of me. If you're going to work in the team, you have to have empathy, like she said. Then I also have support of people who have same vision with me. So when we put this vision ahead with organizations that have vision to invest in healthcare, it helps, and that is what has driven us fast forward compared to where we would have been if we didn't have that kind of support. Thank you.
All right, Yetunde, thank you so much. Thank you. Woo! She's a badass woman. Thank you, Yetunde, thank you. And now I would like to invite, and I'd like your help to welcome Priyanka Srinivas. Priyanka is the founder of the Liverinco, a food tech company with the vision of accelerating the world's transition to plant-only, healthy, and sustainable food at scale using their proprietary technology. The technology, known as Charaka, blends ancestral wisdoms of plant nutrition with biotech and machine learning to replace the animal, synthetic, and ultra-processed ingredient of food with 100% plant-only alternatives. I'm loving that. I'm a plant-based diet. This is fantastic. The Live Green Company is the first food tech company from Latin America to be B Corp certified, and it supports 3 SDG goals, 3, 8, and 12, good health and well-being, decent work and economic growth, and responsible consumption and production. I mean, this is, you are the future and the present. So welcome to Priyanka, please.
Thank you very much. So before I start, you would definitely have some ice cream to taste, and everyone else. Okay. So me and my husband, Sasi, we chose not to have children. So when our niece came home, she was adopted by our sister-in-law, and she was only 3 months old. At the time, we all were living together. We didn't know what to do, but we all wanted to get it right. We did not have the usual source of food for this baby. So what we did, we went to the supermarket, and we started to look at the food there, only to realize that we were feeding this child with a lot of salt, sugar, and ultra-processed food. We began to question every single ingredient on that list. Ultra-processed foods use additives in them. And why are they used? To make it last longer and also taste more appealing. From our research, we also got to know that they are linked to cancer, obesity, and we felt terrible. So we started the Liverinco company with the vision to accelerate the world's transition to healthy, sustainable, and plant-only food. Food is our first medicine, and we all need to understand it better. With growing population and climate crisis, survival requires us to change the way we eat. Did you know plant-only products consume 95% less land, water, and resources than their animal alternative? So I did not want to start a consumer product brand. Liverinco is a food technology company that's enabling research and development that is efficient, scalable, and fast. So we create ice creams without the cow, but also without the additives, fillers, and gums. And how do we do that? We do that through our technology that is based out of artificial intelligence, which is called Charaka. What it does is it applies a lens of machine learning to a huge database of plants and understand the benefits of those ingredients using biotechnology. And Charaka recommends how do we replace the animal and the additive. It also helps us understand natural blends that can perform the function of a synthetic one without impacting taste, for sure, texture, and mouthfeel. It helps us identify new benefits of ingredients and use them in food formulations and make food healthy. I wanted to create an impact that lasts a generation beyond my niece because health and sustainability are the biggest issues of our time. Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. This is truly, I mean, we all know that we need to shift to plant-based diet eventually, and you're ahead of the game and making it possible for all of us to enjoy life while be healthy.
It's tasty. Trust me.
Most important, probably. So, here to the expert. Any questions?
I do have a question. So, can you tell me about the audiences or the partnerships you need to bring your technology to fruition?
Thank you so much. So early on, when you say that you're building a technology, people want proof, right? You want to see, does it work? So what we did is, initially, we started our own brand of products, which is called the Liverinco. It started in Chile, and it sells in all the biggest retailers like Walmart. There's a local player like Jumbo, Falabella, Totos. Every single big player in Chile retails our branded product. But the objective is, how do you share? When you're building technology, it's about collaboration, sharing, and scaling. To do that, once we cross that barrier, now we have partnerships with food manufacturers in Chile, like the second and the third biggest, where they use our formulations, and we have become the Intel inside of the food industry. And that is what we are building. And finally, we have already signed partnerships with Sigma Alimentos, a Mexican food giant, where they want to bring the novel ingredients that come through our technology, where they will take it to the market and sell it to existing food manufacturers. So that is what we do.
Wow, wow, wow. Other questions from the experts, panel of experts? Nikki.
So you distinctively call it plant-only foods. And I know there's plant-based. Can you describe the difference and how and why that's important for what you're doing?
I think that's a great question, more from education standpoint as well. Like people, it's confusing, right? So plant-based, I would say, is an amazing, there's a lot happening in that space. It's over 10 years. I would say the pioneers are the Beyond Meat and the Impossible Food, and they started 2009. And we are today in 2022. Yeah. So with that, we see that removing the animal from the equation, everyone knows why. Climate change, protein, resource crunch, blah, blah, blah. But now, how do you move plant-based? And if you start flipping labels, you're like, is this really good for me? Can I replace a staple? And that's where plant-only comes from, where it's not only about removing the animal from the equation, but also removing the additives from the equation and making food functional, good for you, and staple. Like I should be, I strongly believe that health and sustainability are hand in glove. You can't save the planet by, yes, saving animals, being cruelty-free is great, but not at the cost of human health. It has to go hand in glove, and that's what we're trying to do.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Thank you.
We have one last question.
First, excellent. Thank you for that. How are you thinking about the impact that your food has on the individual, and what impacts have you seen from users that have switched over to your product?
I would say health is, if you ask me, do I have like immediate results? I would say no, because health and food and diet changes are changes that you need time to assess them. But what I could definitely tell you is what we are envisioning the company to do. The objective that we are after is how do we really use technology to become collaborative, a collaborative technology. And by using this, we see Charaka today is artificial intelligence takes time. It does not happen overnight. So it is a time-taking process. Discoveries will happen. We will be able to create new novel ingredients and understand human health and impact to human health with time. And at that point of time, the way we envision Charaka is like Lego, that you start with a product, but it goes into robotics and mechanics. Similarly, Charaka starts with a product, which is food on your table, but goes into personal health and personalization with time.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm picking another word from Diane's book, irresistible. To be irresistible is to be overwhelmingly tempting or seductive. And I would say Charaka is definitely overwhelmingly tempting and seductive. I can't wait to eat the ice cream. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Priyanka. Another badass woman. And here's to our third badass woman. I like this. I like saying badass woman, you know. Dina Abdul Majeed. Dina is the founder and CEO of 360 Moms, an online platform that connects mothers around the world with certified experts, getting their questions answered on health challenges, child behavior issues, and working as mothers. They have helped over 500,000 monthly users through providing free articles and courses in Arabic and English, as well as low-cost health consultations and a discount program to make medical services such as hospital care affordable to anyone. 360 Moms support SDGs 3 and 5 goals, that is good health and well-being and gender equality. Help me welcome Dina, please.
It all started when I had my second son. My firstborn, Hashim, was 2. He was jealous. He wouldn't sleep or behave as he normally does. Having a brother completely changed him. In the Middle East, we usually rely on word of mouth around children's health and well-being. A lot of the advice is outdated. But I'm the kind of person who reads. I was preparing myself the whole pregnancy. I thought if I read all the books, I'll be the perfect mom. I'll never have any problem. But after weeks of not sleeping, trying to please my toddler, and trying to be a good mom to my newborn, I realized I wasn't enjoying motherhood. I wasn't enjoying anything. That's when I knew I needed help. I got in touch with a parenting specialist and a child sleep consultant. In less than 1 week, 90% of the problem was solved. They gave me back my sanity. But what about moms with really complicated problems? At that time, there were no Arab platforms that supported mothers and connected them with experts and doctors online. So I created 360 Moms. I started with 6 experts, including the 2 who helped me, and now we have over 280 experts and doctors that answer questions, connect with parents, and offer up-to-date scientific information about children's health. Let me give you an example. A pregnant woman from a remote village called me. She was in pain. She didn't have a doctor in the village or a hospital nearby, but she had access online. Through us, she got in touch with an excellent doctor who told her exactly what to do and helped her solve her problem quickly. We help the mom so she can help her baby. This is how I want every mom to feel. If she has a problem, she can interact with doctors and experts and get answers really fast. I love being a mom, but it can also be hard. With 360 Moms, we don't have to go through it alone. Thank you.
Wow. Dina, that's amazing. Because it's also very truthful and authentic. It's not easy to admit, struggles with being a mother. So I really appreciate the authenticity and the truth here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Over to the panel of experts.
No, you go. I'm just curious, how do you recruit your experts?
Okay, very good question. So we do rely on their updated knowledge online and their expertise and their certificates. So we're very picky about this. We're very picky in choosing which doctors and experts that write and work with us and answer questions, because it's a very big responsibility. They can't talk about something that it's not related to their specialty. This is very important because I'm part of the target audience and I need them to trust what I'm doing. So this is how we recruit them.
On the patient side, this is very loud. How are you reaching the patients and making sure that your platform gets out to these remote villages and that they know that this is a resource for them?
So thankfully, being online have reached even the remote villages and people not only in cities. So we do reach them online. We make sure that we touch the human part of them. We talk to them from moms to moms, and we tell them that experts are there to support you. And so it's all online, and we also work with a lot of ambassadors online. So we reach their followers, and we reach also the experts and doctors' followers as well. So it's like a network. It's not only us.
Is there a monetization strategy to the business to keep the sustainability of it going?
Yes, definitely. So we are for profit. Although we are definitely a social enterprise, but we are for profit. So we have 2 revenue streams. One is subscription, and the other is advertising. So subscription means they can subscribe to reach and ask our team of experts and doctors. They can get access to our online on-demand courses, and they can have access to our discount program, which offers discounts and really affordable services and products, such as hospitals and medical centers on a daily basis. So we help them save money as well. So this is the subscription part. the more we have users and followers, we will also have advertisers. So this is the second revenue stream.
How many members do you have? How many members?
We have around 500,000
Wow.
members, yes,
Wow.
that benefit from 360 Moms.
And if you have a problem and you look for an expert, hopefully you solve the problem. So why would you subscribe to a problem place?
It's about mothers have ongoing challenges.
Oh, right, that's true.
Yes.
I forgot.
No, so the expert grow with the consumers, and so you really build. It's very interesting because in today's world, everything is really about network, isn't it? Everything we talk about is you know, and to pick the network of mothers, you know that they're going to be mothers all their lives. Because when your children are adults, it's even more complicated.
Exactly. It doesn't really end
It's very nice.
from
And
one
how,
question.
How is it called?
360 Moms.
360 Mom.
Yes.
Very good.
And I must say, I'm very familiar with Jordan, so
Yeah.
500,000 members is quite impressive for a small country. That's very,
It's
very
not only
impressive.
from Jordan, by the way,
Okay.
Zainab.
Oh.
It's from Saudi, Jordan, Egypt,
Fantastic.
UAE. So it's from different countries.
Wow.
Bravo.
There we go.
It's regional.
Bravo.
All right. Bravo. Thank you,
Thank
Dina. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Amazing. Amazing. Really, everyone's work has been so far so amazing. And now we're going to hear from Danielle Harris. Danielle is the Managing Director of Engagement and Innovation at Elemental Accelerator, an organization on a mission to redesign the system at the root of climate change. Elemental has invested in 134 companies with new technologies to reduce greenhouse gas emissions across energy, water, food, and agriculture, transportation, and wastes. Wow, Elemental Accelerator supports SDG goals 9, 10, and 11, and that is industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequality, and sustainable cities and communities. Help me welcome Danielle, please.
Thank you. All right. Somebody can feel that I'm nervous, so just give me a second. Okay. So honestly, my family is very surprised that I'm on stage in front of you all tonight. When I was little, they knew exactly where to find me. I would be hiding behind my 6'2" father's long legs. I took shy to another level. Like, there were years that my mom thought I would never talk. Okay, and so, you know, as the youngest child and only daughter, straddling my Black and Chinese background, finding my voice has really always been a challenge within my journey. And, you know, even though I was silent, I was listening, everyone, okay? I was learning to empathize. And so I eventually found my voice. I was a city planner in San Francisco for 10 years, and I was advocating for Black and brown communities that had been historically disinvested in and then pushed out of their neighborhoods to make way for a technological revolution. And now we're all being pushed out of our neighborhoods by climate change, a new force. And climate change is disrupting lives everywhere, but some more than others. And so we need to find sustainable solutions to energy, water, agriculture, and transportation. Just a second, sorry.
Very good. Silence is very powerful.
So as we find these solutions, the reality is we are on the precipice of a great technological revolution. And really, this is great news, but we need to have a revolution where we don't where we don't leave anyone behind. We need a different type of revolution. And so that's why I decided to join Elemental Accelerator. Elemental Accelerator embeds social equity into the deployment and design of new climate technologies. We support first-of-their-kind climate tech projects while centering equity, because we know that new technologies need to be integrated into the real world, where real people live. That means community centers, schools, transportation systems, grocery stores, homes. And so we design these deployments with community members at the table from the beginning. Because in the future, we believe that these climate tech companies will be amongst the next Fortune 500s, but they'll have equity embedded at their core. We believe there needs to be a climate workforce that is inclusive. That means with diverse groups, so traditionally excluded cultures, races, ethnicities, and genders, all need to have representation in decision-making so that we can have a sustainable, regenerative, and responsible economy that is intertwined with an inclusive society. That means one that promotes dignity. And so our next technical revolution needs to be rooted in empathy to make this vision possible. Thank you.
Special thanks to Danielle. Thank you. Amazing and beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm particularly actually grateful for you as the co-founder of Daughters for Earth, a fund to mobilize for women in climate change. This whole attention on the future and about the economy that we need to transition to is very, very important. Experts, over to you.
Okay, let's see. Okay. Elemental Accelerator has a lot of roundtables and networks that you are a part of. Who do you feel is not at those tables that needs to be for the climate transition? And then where do you need funding from? So what types of funding do you see not being available for your entrepreneurs? First, who's at the table?
Yes, okay, so I will say, well, one, I want to start with who's at the table, just so that we can level set. So currently, we have a corporate partnerships program, right? These technologies need to be launched in the real world with real corporations. We just launched a policy lab, so we're working with policymakers to make sure that there's laws that are being made, like the IRA. And then we're also working with community-based organizations. And currently, we're working to bring philanthropy to the table. We all know that they're interested in climate, but they're not quite sure where that funding should go. And so we've been working with those communities as well. Sorry, the second question was?
And maybe I'm taking up too much time, but obviously there's been a lot of interest on the venture community as well to invest in climate. I'm curious what other types of funding you see your entrepreneurs needing, or where there's gaps in funding for those entrepreneurs that are focused on climate.
Yeah, so Elemental focuses on Series A companies, anywhere from pre-seed. It's all good, Bri. So we focus on pre-seed, seed, and Series A companies, and really we realize at Series A, they really need an infusion of capital. And so it's more to get, it's one thing to have one project, two projects, but to really scale into the industry and have mass adoption, which is what we're aiming for, that's kind of the focus of where we're trying to get funding.
Excellent. We have one last question available.
Yeah. I'm curious if you can give us an example of a project that you guys have supported that has been launched.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll talk about Block Power. Block Power is actually based here in New York. What they do is they focus on aging buildings and making them more sustainable. So think about their HVAC, solar, having electric vehicle ports. And so they train a workforce to help put in those installments, but they also create a funding mechanism to help property owners to make those investments, right? And so they're in New York, and they wanted to show their investors that their business model could scale. So we put them with a workforce organization in Oakland, California, where I live. And we had them work together, and they worked on over a dozen different properties. And so they, were able to train a workforce in Oakland, California, and so help buildings out there, but they were also able to show their investors that their business model was scalable with that beachhead in the West Coast, and from there they were able to raise a $53 million Series A raise.
Bravo. Thank you, Danielle. Thank you so much. And last but not least, our fifth pitch comes from, and I want you to help me welcome final honoree, Bharti Singh Chauhan. Bharti is the founder and CEO of PraveenLata, Sansthan and Caravan India Trades LLP, a social enterprise in India whose mission is to benefit the social and economic transformation of girls and women by selling reusable sanitary pads made out of bamboo charcoals. That's pretty exciting, actually. While also promoting safe practices around periods in urban and rural communities. They have trained more than 300,000 women and girls on how to manage their periods safely and supported 15,500, almost nearly, with free pads under their Marapad Mary Sahli program. Wow. Bharti endeavors supports SDGs 3, 5, and 8, good health and well-being, gender equality, and decent work and economic growth. I am so excited to hear Bharti's present. Over to you.
When I was 12, I had my first periods. My mother gave me a piece of cloth to stop the blood. But she also warned me not to talk about it. Meanwhile, my brother had a terrible fall which left him paralyzed. My parents gave up everything for his care, and I was sent to live with my aunt's house in Jaipur. When my period began, I was careful not to tell her. I used an old scrap of cloth which I could find, and even a newspaper, but did not know it had to be hygienic. Very quickly, I had serious health problems, and I had to tell my aunt that I was bleeding. My aunt believed in the traditional taboos around menstruation. She made me sit in the corner of the room, asked me to take bath before the sunrise. I was forbidden to enter the kitchen nor touch the pot. I was not even allowed to play with my friends or attend family functions during my periods. I felt this was a terrible disease which affected my mental health, due to which I stopped going to school. When my school called my parents, my father rushed to check on me when he was warned by my aunt to get me married. My father was an educated person. He protected on me. He educated me about the natural process around menstruation and also guided me on how to manage it safely. After which, I moved to live with my parents who were going through financial crisis. I started supporting them, taking up odd jobs while I completed my studies through correspondence. My experience is not rare. In India, only 36% of women have access to disposable sanitary pads. The majority still uses cloth. The disposable pads available in the market contains plastics, chemicals, perfumes, which are terrible for the environment and often not beneficial for women's health. So, for the majority of women using cloth, I created a hygienic, eco-friendly product that a woman can afford, reuse, and eventually dispose of responsibly. These pads were made of bamboo charcoal fabric, which can be washed up to 160 times. That means it can be used for 4 to 5 years. It is naturally antibacterial, highly absorbent, odor-free, and it resists stains. The best of all, it is affordable and also saves our environment from plastics and chemicals. In addition to it, it is also providing sustainable livelihood to vulnerable and marginalized women who are trained in making these pads. I named it Mera Pad, which means my pad. Today, it has become my pad for over 1 million women, and I'm still counting. Thank you.
Wow. Bravo. Bravo. This can go expanded worldwide. Every girl can use that. Every girl and woman can use that. Amazing. Okay, over to the panels of experts. Questions?
Sure, I'm just curious about the manufacturing of your pads. Do you have a partner for that, or how does that work?
Yeah, we started it as a not-for-profit, then we moved into being a social enterprise. So we train women through the not-for-profit, and then we employ them with the profit company, and that's how we give a sustainable livelihood. And our focus is to create eco-friendly products, and that's where we train them. Thank you so much.
Other questions?
What barriers do you have to scaling beyond these 1 million women? What else do you need, or what's stopping you from getting there?
Resources and infrastructure is something which is like giving us a stop, but we know we will address it and definitely make it huge. We started it with one state. Today we are in 15 states of India, and my aim is to reach out globally, and specifically in the developing countries where they don't have accessibility and affordability, where there is an accessibility and affordability challenge. So this product can be a huge change for those who don't have any type of substitute product in the market.
And last question.
Are there ways in which you're working to change the attitudes around menstruation?
Yes. Behavioral change is the most important thing on which we are working. We are not only training girls on safe practices, but also educating mothers, engaging boys and men to understand the value of menstruation and respect and support their daughters, sisters, mothers with dignity.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you, Bharti. Thank you very much. And this is the Global Business Competition for Women Entrepreneurs, hosted by Vital Voices and Diane von Furstenberg. I mean, honestly, thank you, Elise, for saying it's not the Shark Tank, it's the Dolphin Tank, because it's featured, it's just highlight of the hundreds of women and thousands of women entrepreneurs who show empathy, courage, authenticity, vision, audacity to change the world while meeting the SDG goals and making profits. I mean, seriously, this is fantastic. So now comes to your turn, the audience, both in the room as well as virtually. Here's what we're gonna do. Let's see, where am I reading? We're gonna take a minute to do the voting process. Bear with me here for a second. So you each have a choice. For those of you who are virtually, if you're watching live stream, you should now see the poll to the right of your screen. Make sure to cast your vote. For those who are in person, pick up your phones and scan our QR code and cast your votes. May I ask all the presenters to come back on stage with me and to remind you of their work. So, Yetunde, Oyalowo, we have Priyanka Srinivas, we have Dina Abdul Majeed, we have Singh Chauhan, and we have Danielle Harris. Again, as you vote for them, just all what you need is prioritize the ones that you think are more impactful, more clear, more direct in their implementation of SDGs and making business happen. So, we'll take a second here. Take pictures of them. Remember their efforts, their courage, their visions. Remember there are thousands of women like them out there in the world. Remember, this is just the beginning, and they can get a lot of money here. And someone will tell me when the voting process is done. Maybe as the voting happens, I'm going to ask each one of you to say one word to the audience. One word.
Thank you for listening to us and for supporting us.
Love you all.
Thank you for being here.
Every single person in this room can change the world.
I think we have superpowers as women.
This is Badass Women, ladies. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your work, truly. Whether you win or not, what you're doing is amazing and courageous and visionary and inspiring, and you are making the world the new world. May we all make this century the feminine century, for what's at stake is our own humanity. And badass sisters. Maybe Elise, you can come here also to take pictures as the vote happens. I'm buying time. You're voting. Everyone has voted? Not yet. Here we have amazing women from amazing countries. Also, amazing projects. Huh? They're all great. It's hard to make choices. Remember, all what you need to do is rank them by orders of your favorites. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're not voting one over the other. You're just ranking how you like. The ones who's getting the highest ranks from the majority is the winner. All right? Another pictures, we want hugging. Vital Voices Women United. Do we have it? We have the vote ready. Oh my God. I'm going to hand it to Diane for her to announce the winner of today. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Diane. Thank you for your work.
Well, a little suspense here. I have to confess, I did not vote because I didn't know who to vote for. You're all so good. Anyway, there's only one winner. No, you're all winners. You're all winners, and the big winner is Yetunde. And Yetunde is getting $25,000. And every one of you is getting 5. And all of you can make some money too for me if you go down and buy something in the store. So thank you so much. It's been a very actually powerful night, and we just all badass women.
So, congratulations, everyone. I mean, I love it, Dana. Thank you, Diane, that there is no only one winner. Every woman is a winner. Few things. First of all, there are drinks and ice cream to enjoy. Please go and enjoy it downstairs. If you buy anything, 10% is going to, you have a 10% discount from the store below, and 10% of your purchase will go to support Vital Voices effort. So enjoy your shopping, enjoy your ice cream, and celebrate each other and celebrate the winners of today. Thank you so, so much.